How's it going, Jiu-Jitsu family? Marco Moreno here. Welcome to Mastery Jiu-Jitsu channel. And today I'm gonna talk about the King Gordon Ryan after his performance at the last Abu Dhabi Combat Club 2024. We can say that he's still the king. But there is a huge question mark regarding how long is he gonna stay on top. The reason why we ask this question is because he looked very vulnerable. He did not look like the dominant Gordon Ryan that played with his opponents, that picked the submission, that he wanted to finish, the untouchable, almighty, unbeatable Gordon Ryan from a few years ago. The reason why now we are in this situation where we don't know for how long he can be on top is twofold. One is his health. He has shown a lot of problems showing up for fights. He pulled out from a previous match with Felipe Pena. He pulled out from a fight that he had scheduled with Mason Fowler. And we learned after the Abu Dhabi that he was this close to not show up.
And then I had like 10 solid days. I actually messaged Mo on August 1st and I was like, I'm like 99% sure I can't do this. And I was like, I don't want to screw you and have you like last minute, you're just enough. I don't want to have you going like, finding a last minute replacement. What's my deadline? And he's like, I could do probably at least a week. And I was like, how about we wait until the 10th when I fly in? And he's like, all right. So I was like, that gives me 10 days. That's 20 sessions. I was like, I could do 20 sessions and I'll see how it goes. So like I just started being able to train hard with like Giancarlo and Luke and getting into full first 10 and 15 and 20 and 30, 35 minute rounds. And that last 10 days after like 8 months of not being able to do anything was just about getting my timing and cardio back. And my timing and cardio are not where they're supposed to be. I'm probably operating about 30% right now. Like this was the chance for people to beat me. Then I mounted Yuri and I was like, shit, I don't know how to do a submission.
That's the chance for people to beat him.
Was really off my submission skills. The tightness of my wedges is not anywhere near it needs to be. So I'm pissed I didn't get the 2 submissions.
He was very close to not show up. Only 10 days before the event, he actually started getting his sessions, full sessions, and getting mostly his cardio and his timing up. So that raises the question, how long can he stay active? Is his stomach problem gonna be something that eventually he cannot even show up to the events, that is gonna push him to retirement? He tried to retire before, he got better, he came back, until his stomach problem doesn't get better. I feel like we can see Gordon Ryan's health being an issue for him to stay on top. He actually doesn't look as dominant. Look at his fight against Felipe Pena. Actually, I'll take it back. Let's go back to his last match with Nicky Rod. Nicky Rod got him in an ankle lock and popped Gordon's ankle. It's just that Gordon doesn't tap out to ankle locks. He lets his ankle pop. And later in that match, Nicky Rod was this close to submit Gordon. The time ran out and Gordon won because he accumulated less time. He escaped in a faster accumulated time than Nicky Rod. But everybody had the little sense that Gordon could have gotten choked by Nicky Rod. And now forward to this event, the Abu Dhabi 2024, and his match with his match with Felipe Pena. he had trouble passing Felipe Pena's guard. He didn't look as good as the last match with Felipe Pena, where he also had trouble, but eventually he passed and he made Felipe Pena quit. Now, a lot of people is arguing that Felipe Pena's friend Leandro Lo died the day before and he was not in the right state of mind. But Gordon looked better. This one time, Gordon barely beat Pena by 2 points that people still were debating were those really 2 legit points. Apparently, under Abu Dhabi rules, whoever gets on top of the scramble get the 2 points. But the takedown was initiated by Felipe. So not only that, but we found out that Gordon's ACL got torn in that match. He says right here, in the first 10 minutes of my match with Felipe, I pretty badly torn my LCL. Sorry, I said ACL, is the LCL grade 2. Once I cooled down and the dust settled, I had very little lateral stability in my knee. Couldn't bend or straighten it all the way and couldn't walk without a limp. A decision needed to be made on whether or not I would face Yuri on day 2. I told Mo that if I could walk to those mats in the morning, I was beating Andres' record. Denise spent all night calling around and trying to source cortisone shots for me. At 1 a.m., she finally found a connection to bring in very discreetly to give me a shot. The next day, her and Gregor spent all day trying to source me lidocaine shots to numb the knee directly before the match. When it was match time, my knee was unstable but almost pain-free. I was able to put on a mask and go out there as if everything was okay and get the win. These guys helped me save the day. In addition to due to my stomach issues and absorption issues, they have been generously giving me 2 IVs a week throughout the entire camp to make sure I wasn't nutrient deficient in anything. What that tells you there is for Gordon to show up for a second match, he had to take shots, he had to take lidocaine shots, he had to take cortisone shots, he had to be with IV, and he's taking all these medications for his stomach, and yet he showed up and did well against Yuri Simoes. But just look at the other fighters, CJI and Abu Dhabi. Those guys were doing 4 matches. Felipe did 3 matches on his first day, 2 matches on the second day, won his weight division. Some guys were doing their division absolute. Kaynan Duarte looked amazing. But before we move into Kaynan Duarte and the challengers that are gonna be claiming that throne, let's just say that Gordon's health issues are really taking a toll on him, on his career, and he looks so vulnerable. Looks like he is always depending. He's always on the brink of not showing up, and looks like his body is not gonna be longer able to sustain training for high competition. He showed up a lot of courage, a lot of grit, a lot of resilience to show up the second day. Against Yuri Simoes, he did great. He did better than the match with Felipe Pena. He won by 21, but he couldn't submit Yuri Simoes. His timing was off, right? Usually when Gordon takes the back, it's game over. When Gordon gets on mount, it's game over. And he had submitted Yuri Simoes before, and this time he couldn't. He scored a bunch of points because Yuri kept putting him in half and three-quarter guard, and Gordon would just put his foot, get trapped, put his foot, get trapped, score like 12 points. He just racked up points by taking advantage of the way the score system goes. But really, the main thing is like it's not so dominant now. The other reason why we think, at least I think, that Gordon's position as the king of no-gi grappling might be coming up to an end. I don't really know if pretty soon. Is he gonna take a year, 2 years, or 3 years? But the other fighters that are coming up are just killers. Just look at Kenan Duarte. He won his weight class. He looked strong. He made a comment that if he fought Gordon Ryan that weekend, he would have beat Gordon Ryan.
And I really believe that I can beat Gordon. He's been achieving so many things, but he never mentioned my name until facing him. So I feel that he hesitated. He knows my potential, and I truly believe that I can beat him.
And on the other side, you have Nicky Rod. Nicky Rod won $1 million with a perfect performance of 4 submissions against the best grapplers in the world, and he's putting the $1 million on the line for a match with Gordon. He challenged Gordon. Gordon, you put 1 million, I put my million, and then we fight for 2 millions. And Gordon has said nothing about it. In the past, I feel like Gordon would have been quick to respond and say, let's do it. But now I don't know if his confidence is the same, and I don't blame him. He's having all these issues. He knows that it's very difficult for him to show up at top level in these elite competitions. So he has said nothing about Nicky Rod's challenge. Gordon Ryan is still the king. I really admire his jiu-jitsu. I will say I don't want to talk in this video about how he's losing popularity, because Craig Jones is such a charismatic guy, and he has been talking about some accusations regarding the split of the Danaher Death Squad from Puerto Rico, and it's serious conspiracy theories about what's happening. I don't want to discuss those personal issues about Gordon Ryan, but it seems that people is turning against him. He's not as popular as he used to be. People is loving Craig Jones, and the format of the Craig Jones Invitational has been a success, and people are turning their backs on Gordon Ryan and Abu Dhabi in general. But that's another topic. Maybe we can discuss that in another video. Let me know what you think. Do you think Gordon will stay king of no-gi grappling for a long time? He's 28, 29. He should be at the peak of his career for a few more years now, but I don't know if his health issues will allow him to keep competing and keep showing up against these top grapplers that every time now he's showing up, he's getting his leg pop, ligament torn, and all kind of issues. So who knows, maybe if he resolves his stomach problem, maybe he can still be the king for a long time. Let me know what you think. Do you think he'll stay king, or do you think he's gonna have his crown taken by somebody else? Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.